Hi, this is Joe from Reclaiming Jesus, and this is another edition of my few minute message. Today I'm in a motel room in the northern part of Michigan, and the reason I'm here is I took a few vacation days to kind of get away from everything, come up north, maybe spend a little time with God, but also to enjoy the leaves changing. That's a big thing in Michigan. We have a lot of trees, a lot of foliage, and in the fall, everything turns a bright colors. They turn gold and red, and uh, like even the greens get brighter and more colorful until they die out, I guess. Well, I decided this year I was going to come further north and check out all the change. Well, unfortunately, I waited too long, and instead of going earlier in the fall, I went today. Well, on my way up, I noticed that a lot of the trees had already lost all their leaves, and a lot of the reds and the golds and everything I'm looking for are gone, and there's just mostly faded yellow leaves of the leaves that are left on any of the trees. Well, I decided, I was getting a little down on myself. I decided, well, you know what, Joe, you made a big mistake. You should have went a couple weeks ago. Now you're just wasting your time and your money. Why are you even going up there? I was actually, I don't know. I was just kind of bummed out about it. But as I was driving, I just instead of looking up at the trees, I kind of looked down and I noticed all those leaves that I was looking for, all the pretty reds and the golds and and the light yellows and whatnot, weren't up in the trees, but they were laying on the ground, and it was pretty. And it just made me think about God and how He answers prayers. Now, I'm not saying I was praying for leaves, but I wanted a blessing. I wanted to feel good about myself and I wanted to enjoy the scenery. But instead of having all that up in the trees, I noticed it on the ground. And it really made me think about where God puts us to enjoy our blessings. And sometimes we ask for things and we never get them, but maybe we don't get them for a purpose. Actually, there's no maybe about it. We don't get things because God has better for us. We can come up with a million examples of people praying for things and not getting them, but ultimately, they come out better in the end. And I think about Moses, and he was not allowed into the promised land because God ordered him to speak water from a stone, and instead he used the staff to punch down on that rock to get the water out. Well, it sounds like a little thing, but he did disobey God. So God forbid Moses from going in the promised land. And I'm sure that hurt Moses greatly. But when I think about it, I think God did that because God needed a separation of Moses from the people. Because when the Israelites entered the promised land, they were too dependent on Moses, and they needed to be more dependent on God and get a fresh start. So ultimately, what didn't seem like a huge blessing for Moses, well, actually it wasn't a blessing at all, he couldn't see the promised land, turned out to be a big blessing for the chosen people, that they were able to finally stand on their own 2 feet. So I guess what I'm saying is sometimes when you want something so bad, or even if you don't want it bad, you're just expecting it, and you're looking up in the sky for it, like I was with the trees. Maybe you need to look on the ground closer. Or maybe you just need to wait, because sometimes that blessing comes along much later in life. So I hope this message rang true to you today, because I'm thinking a lot about God and what He's trying to do in my life. And sometimes I really need patience. So I suggest you just maybe read up on patience a little bit in the Bible and some of the people that had to endure that to ultimately get their blessings. Thank you and have a good day.